Oh my God, I always do that. I watch the replays because a lot of times what I do is download them to YouTube. So if you're not subscribing to my YouTube, please be heading on over there and subscribe to Kelly Ann Matiskevitz on YouTube. But I always try to edit my videos and add in a title and stuff, and it's always like that same introduction. So, hey Steph, hey Gloria. Hi guys. Erica in the house. Melissa, what's up? Me. Hi. I can also see your pictures here. So I was going to share this. What's up? Capricorns unite. My fellow Capricorn Gloria. Hey ya. Hey. Steph. Any other Capricorns in the house? Thanks for the hearts and the likes and the hellos. You know, I have to tell you guys something. I've got some oil friends on here tonight. Hi Tish. So I'm getting, prepared to, so first of all, let me back up. It's Sunday. It's like 20 after 6 on the East Coast. We had the time change, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago now, and it's like dark at like 4:30 in the afternoon. And it had already started to get gradually dark, and then it's just like you have that quick shift, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's just this adjustment that's happening, and I'm finding myself actually getting up earlier to make sure that I'm fitting in the things that I want to get done in the day especially like, soul work, personal work, energy work, and alignment work. And so today I'd been writing all day, and it was like I needed to get out for a walk. So it was like, no, I actually started at 4 o'clock today. I went for a walk, and it's just a nice mild day in Connecticut. And what I am sharing with you guys tonight has been coming through for the last couple of days. But the last few days have been like, boom. Because we had the holiday here in the States on Thursday. Gloria's waking up too at sunrise. I've seen some of your pictures. Hey, Anne. Hey, Evan. Yeah, there's just something, I don't know, there's just this inner inspiration to get up and just be with the sun and having the time to myself. And so today getting in the walk, and it just, the download started to congeal a little bit more. And even though it's like there's a part of me that just knows I just need to show up and be the channel, there's still a part of me that wants to know that you're going to get value in, showing up here and sharing your time with me today. So it dropped in tonight, and it's like I came home from this walk, and I'm like, all right, I just want to chill for the night. I'm going to watch a movie. I know I'm going to do a live. And then I was like, well, I don't want to put on like this whole outfit to get onto the live. So I am literally wearing my favorite onesie, like with feeties. I am so comfortable. And I was like, this is why I do what I do, because I get to just show up and do me and be available. I don't know, just like as inspired. And to tie in the whole title of today, right? So I'm coming on tonight to talk about, the subliminal patterns, or, even what did I call this? The behaviors, the workarounds that keep your limitations in place. So a subliminal limitation for me in the past would have been around, oh my God, I think somebody is telling me I shouldn't have wore pajamas out. I feel like it was one of my friends recently. Oh no, my sister. I had my class reunion Friday night, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to wear. She's like, just wear whatever, as long as you feel good, as long as it's not pajamas. Oh, that just dropped in as I was like thinking about I'm live to the internets in my pajamas. But a subliminal limiting pattern or belief or behavior would be to listen to the voice that says there's some kind of structure that needs to be in place in order for you to like show up. Like I already said, I mean, there is still a part of me that wants to offer value. But I'm not letting, whether I'm, I don't know, got the full message available to me, like letting any of the type A stuff get in the way, or like needing to know exactly all of it. Like I've dropped into surrender, dropped into the allowing to be present to the energy that's coming through. So just like not like, so pay, like I offer that is to like pay attention to like, what are the stories that you're saying that are stopping you or limiting you, or not really true to what you say you, like who the person is that you want to be, who the experience, what the experience is that you say you want to have. Like, are your beliefs, are your behaviors, are they aligned with that? And are the stories you're telling supportive of that expression that you're ready and available and wanting to be? Or do you allow these subliminal workarounds to hold you back? I want to share an example about, so I shared that little example in regards to, the ways that stories can have, would have held me up in the past about showing up in, a public forum. And then I had a client recently where she had this workaround where she had panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and she just never knew when it was going to come up. So what she created was, because she had tried different things that didn't work, she had created behaviors that now supported like not ever getting triggered, although she would still get triggered. But she would have to get rides. Like, she wasn't really living free. She would have to get rides. People would have to drive her. She would have to hope that people would be available to drive her and her kids to events. Her kids had some kind of events to go to, or extracurricular activities. And so, but as she listened to herself, she found her way to do some work with me, right? So there's a part of her soul that wanted it, right? And even when we had first connected, I could feel there was still part of her that was, because you get so comfortable with the workaround, like, what that pain is, what the triggers are, like the sharp points. But I share this to open your minds up to, possibilities, because if there's a part of you that is feeling, frustrated or, limited or stuck, it's because that's an internal signal from within saying, you're operating in a way that is not in alignment with your truth. And so when I had this session with this client, I got to the point where her energetic system, her nervous system, had gotten like a kink in it. And I mean, that's the way I like see it, is like, so this event happened and her nervous system like got stuck on like flight, right? Fight or flight. So what happens is your nervous system, and especially in the younger ages, you don't know how to deal with it. What happened with her is her system got stuck on that, and then it was like life would just trigger it. It's almost like what happens is like when your system is on like overload, when your system is on, fight, flight, stuck, it's like, it's going to, when the smaller experiences trigger it, it'll feel so much bigger than it really is. And then it almost seems like all these little experiences come at you at the same time. And then you start to feel like you're underwater. But if you could get to the point of like okay, what is it that's wanting to move through me, right? Because it's essentially, if you can even think, it's almost like something gets stuck at that point. And then what life does is it comes at you to support you and shifting and moving this energy. And then you're free to, so you let support you. And so what happens is life triggers you, and then we the nervous system gets elevated, and then it's like, that pattern continues. But if you can pause, feel what wants to move through you, allow that energy to move through you. What also happens is that you can, well, even with this client, what happened is like, as we cleared that energy, right? So it's almost as that big knot got released. It's like opened up this, her eyes to other possibilities and potentials of what's available beyond like having that pattern in place, because it almost becomes So these workaround behaviors almost become like a protective mechanism. And so if once you allow the energy to move through you, right, and then you calm your nervous system down through some, through some energy work, shift your mind, like, so because what happens is that when the events happen, neural pathways in your mind, almost like, common, just like, going down the same pathway over and over, it creates this rut. The same thing with like some of these traumas or these, beliefs, the fears, the thoughts thought over and over again that become a part of your mind, is that when that nervous system kicks in, then your brain kicks in. And I am sure there's science around this. This is Kellyanne's way of explaining it. So it's like, so what happens is, so in the holistic work, it's important to shift your energetic system, your nervous system, your mindset, right? And do the things that are going to support this new level that you step into beyond having the workaround behaviors, beyond having that energy within you. Because when you release this stuff, it's almost like it becomes a new way of living. You're like, okay, I don't have these workarounds now. The triggers are gone, I think, right? And then even in the work, it's like you can learn how to, if you do get triggered, how to move the energy on your own. So what else did I want to share with that? Hold on, I'm going to crack my back. Let me rewind. So there's energy moving through me pretty strongly right now. So I don't know who's receiving this. What is Melissa saying? What is this telling me versus why this is happening to me? Exactly. Like, what is this telling me? Beautiful, Melissa. So before I was tuning in to like do this tonight, I went into check my oils. I was like, you know what? I just want to put on an oil just to, I don't know, just like to, support this transmission of energy that I feel coming through me. And I thought I was grabbing frankincense. And so I grabbed this roller and I rolled it on and I smelled it. And then I realized that it was this sorceress potion that I had channeled and made for a friend. And I had also made one for myself. But I was just like, oh, there's something big flowing down and through tonight. So I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad whoever's watching the replay, if you have any questions, post them. So that's the thing, is like when you have the workaround, then it becomes, when you release the workaround, when you release the energy that's holding that in place, and then it becomes about maintaining this next level of you, maintaining this expanded vibration. Because how often, like, get real with yourself, as you take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, 5 steps forward and 7 steps back, right? It's because there's a part of you that hasn't, I don't know, it's like, expanding your vibration. It's a real physical, it's a physical experience. I mean, we're in these bodies, it's going to be, but what happens with people is the energy starts to move through your body and shifts and changes are happening. It can feel uncomfortable, and then it triggers the nervous system, and then triggers the mind, and the mind says something's wrong, I got to go fix it outside of me, when it's really about going within to clear what is keeping you at a dense vibration where all your, where our limiting patterns reside, right? So it's about releasing that, going to that expanded state, and feeling safe to be in that space, feeling strong and empowered, feeling confident, and not afraid to worry about what others might think about you, like being the example of change, of empowerment, of happy, inner, peaceful life. So that's that piece. Steph says, yes, feeling it too, took a bath and was on fire. Awesome. Hi, Jennifer. I don't know who else showed up, because I was kind of just like, boop, just like, when I don't look at the camera, I'm just connecting with the words coming through. But so are you guys picking up what I'm putting down as far as, like, so taking a look at your workarounds, how you'll know you are, holding something in place or doing a workaround is where you're feeling stuck, where you're feeling like there is more, but you're held back, or where you're feeling like you're kind of changed, or where you're realizing, like, I am having these behaviors and I don't know how, like I don't want them, but I don't, I can't change them, right? So it's like those underlying patterns that are going on. And that's what happened with this client who had the panic attacks and the anxiety attacks. She couldn't drive, had to get rides for her kids, really limited life. We did the session and cleared the energy, cleared the pattern, unfucked her mind, like tuned into the expanded version of herself. And what on the physical level, what ends up happening is she manifested a new job. She left a job that was toxic. She drove by herself. She went to a place where she had normally gotten triggered, and was able to be with the energy, right? So I showed her how to be with the energy moving through her, and so she cleared like a lot of triggers. She freed herself. She, manifested this new experience and tapped into like who she knows herself to be as this, badass woman who realized that her mind was so powerful that she created some of these things, and how to shift her mind and create what it is that, for the good, right? Like you use your mind to create for more of what you want, because that's how powerful we are. But this is where people get stuck, and this is where people, have these great highs from doing a single session. And I'm thinking about next year whether or not I'm going to do it, because it really doesn't always serve the client, because you get to that, you're in that expanded space for, I don't know, a day, couple of days, a week, a few weeks, whatever. But then, with those underlying subconscious things, we can slowly come back to the old patterns, or allow the voices to say whatever. I don't know, you're not good enough. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not enough. People make fun of you. People will leave you. Whatever it is, like whenever the story is, or people will steal from you, whatever it is, right? Those are just the fear-based stories that you don't want to give a lot of attention to. So that's another signal, is taking a look at, what fearful stories am I telling myself that aren't aligned with the person that I say that I want to be, and having the experiences that I want to have. Whether it be having a holistic business, whether it be, sharing your voice on a blog, doing healing work, right? It's, I'm dropping into something right now. I don't know what this is. Okay, so what I'm actually being guided to, whoever's watching this, and even when you're watching the replay, just like take a pause and take a couple of breaths and feel your body. Just notice what you notice. So what I'm just doing is I'm setting and sending the intention for all who are open to receive. Just to feel. The body is such a beautiful tool for understanding ourselves. Is that, and what happens is, like, everybody is so go go go, fast fast fast, do all the time, that it's, many have lost the connection between the body and the soul and spirit. And the body is a manifestation of the subconscious mind. And so, as you tune in and pay attention, there's a communication can happen between you and your own body. It's like where you might be holding stories, or where you might be, even just expanding your energetic vibration. What happens is that, as I said earlier, the nervous system does get a little triggered, and then it sends these thoughts up into it sends signals up into your mind that trigger a pattern about fear. And it's like, if you can shut off your mind and tune back into your nervous system and breathe and just really intend to, allow what needs to move through you to move through you, it's like you're releasing stories, you're releasing patterns, you're releasing limitations, you don't really need to know what it is, because it's all energy. But learning how to do that is just as important as, from my perspective, learning how to do your own energy management and connect with your being, and learn to hear your own intuition and your own guidance, and is just as important as taking care of anything, taking care of your your physical being. So many people put so much attention and everything on the things outside of them, and this is a beautiful vessel that is communicating to you. So I feel like that was the final message that came through for this transmission tonight, is tuning into your body and listening and paying attention. Oh, I just did another huge crack. That felt good. So, paying attention to your body and listening to it, tuning into it, giving it what it needs. Yeah. So, I hope you guys got a lot from tonight. Hey, Melissa. Oh, Melissa, is that how I say it? Hold on. Hi, Melanie. Melanie. You guys have any questions? Any thoughts? Thanks for the hearts. So I really do hope you got there was some really good nuggets that came through tonight. And, it's like sometimes, I know for myself, I can't always get through my own stuff. Oh my gosh. This week was bananas, or last week was bananas, as far as some of the stories coming up, and they can feel so real and really triggering to the nervous system that it can feel like you want to escape, or it's just going to be too much for you to handle. And I don't know, it's just so supportive to have somebody outside of you to hold that space and to let you unravel and let go of, and get the strength and the encouragement and the remembering of who you are, to tap into that next level version of yourself, rather than, because that's what happens, it gets uncomfortable when people just stay on the patterns and the cycles because it's uncomfortable. But if you can learn how to manage and process energy, and release the stories, and I guess it is a process that I have just subliminally, just naturally have and am teaching my clients and doing and personal work together. And that's my thing, is that in the in-between times that we're working together, is that you also have tools that you need for yourself. So I'm just seeing that the energy that we're moving towards, it's interesting. We're moving into December and starting the new year, and everybody starts to do their new thing, their new you at the beginning of the new year. And I'm just really feeling like that right now, the energy is super ripe to be doing the new you, to be, being really finally dedicating yourself to becoming that person, having those experiences that you say that you want. And so these subliminal, subconscious workarounds are going to come to the surface. And it is a matter of really deciding and choosing for yourself to do something different than you've always done, so you can get something different. Erica says, release, release, release. Just says, awesome stuff. Thank you for sharing and giving. That's a lot of love. Yes, right back at you. Steph says, yes. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm glad you were here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the replay later on. If you found this was supportive, or if you know somebody that would be supported by this message, please do share them. Share the video. Melissa says, you have given me the guidance on how to respond to the mindfucks, triggers, and these stories. Right. Yes. It's like because they're going to come up. They're going to come up. But it's about, thank you for sharing that, Melissa. It's such a good point, is because they are still going to come up. It's just a matter of like what you do with them. How do you respond to them? And the energy that goes along with it, because the mind fuck is actually still a latter manifestation from the signal, from the energy from within, from your own, energy system, from your nervous system, your vibration. So, getting to that core level is also super imperative. I was going to say something else, the how to respond. I don't even know. I think I lost my thought. So, if any of you guys are like really ready, really ready, which means, just ready to do the damn thing, ready to get out of your own way, no more excuses, like, just fucking listening to soul, dropping in and not letting anything get in the way, knowing that what you've been doing hasn't been working, knowing that, like having a support system, having a support team would be, I don't know, it's like, even what I'm doing inside these groups are amazing. Everybody is supporting each other and people are showing up so awesomely and beautifully. That's an option to do some work together. Another option is to do some one-on-one work with me, which is becomes super intimate as we get inside this energetic sacred container, and like some beautiful transformation happens. And that's why I'm thinking, like, I don't know if I'm going to do the single sessions anymore, because it's like, there's these cycles that you go through transformation and change and through your evolution. And, lasting change does take some time. And in the work that I do, like Melissa says, it's like, we clear through this stuff, you learn the hows, and then we get to continue, and I support you moving forward and building the new and living in the new and energetically imprinting yourself into the new spaces and continuing to expand and expand and expand. It's just like, gets to be super fun. I really love and dig it, but I leave space for those who are really ready. So if you feel like you are really ready, send me a message. Tell me why now. Tell me what you're ready for, and we'll talk about it. So thank you for showing up and for your comments. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't. Any more questions before I let it go? Hey, Nick. I think it's like my voice starts to get a little hoarse, so I feel like it becomes to be the end, and then I'm on fire. So that's a sure signal. Melissa says, I am ready for it all. I know it. Oh my God. It is so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, ready for it all. And that's like the openness and the readiness just makes everything so much easier. I did a post today. Check it out. It talks a little bit about what I shared tonight. But what I also was saying was that, oh no, I shared it in my private group. Sorry. This might be a teaser. Let me see if I can share it here. It doesn't seem fair, but it's like been erased from my mind. So it was from a private group. I can't share it here. I thought it was on my personal page. So anyway, if you've been thinking about doing my group, that's going to start on 12/1. If you want to do some private work with me, send me a message. If you're not sure about anything that I'm doing, go stalk my Facebook page or my website, www.kellyandcorey.com. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for being you and doing everything that it is that, feels good to you.